Kobe's watching us at home. Dr. Buster's watching us on high. Let's put it out tonight. Everything we got. Everything. Leave it on the floor. Pal, put your big boy pants on.
Dwight Howard channeling King Leonidas in the movie 300 in his pregame speech. If you didn't see the movie, you may be lost because that accent was a little off. Here's a question. Like, love, or hate it? We welcome back in Jamel Hill. I am going to turn to Stephen A., who actually has a relationship with
He's the Dwight expert.
Yeah. You saw 300.
And by the way, 300 was the joint. It wasn't Gladiator with Russell Crowe. One of, if not the greatest movie I've ever seen.
But it was a great movie.
But 300 with Jared Butler, I mean, it was big time, no doubt. But
wait, did you say 300 is better than Gladiator?
No, he said it wasn't.
Oh,
it wasn't.
Oh, I picked up on that.
The Q-tips, listen. Oh. Anyway,
you were about to
the
get
point
it
is that I didn't hate it. I didn't love it either. Because the imitation wasn't great.
Yeah.
And I didn't hate it because I don't have a problem with it. So I guess like falls in the middle. Doesn't bother me at all. It was Dwight being Dwight. He was very, very relaxed going into last night's game. Started out ugly, but ultimately produced big time when he counted most in the fourth quarter and overtime. He was stellar defensively as well. But the reality is that Dwight Howard has to be Dwight Howard. And him having fun with it, I see no problem with it whatsoever. It didn't bother me.
Yeah, there could be a message there in his fun.
I'm glad they won. That's the number one thing.
Well said.
What he did.
I think what Stephen A. said was right. It's not like love or hate. It's just Dwight. This is what you get with him. He's not a guy who's going to take himself 100% seriously. He's known to goof off. What I did wonder is, does he feel a little more comfortable doing things like that because Kobe and the shadow and the cloud that is Kobe Bryant and the locked jaw and the intense glare, because he's not around, and now he's feeling more empowered, I guess, to be a little bit of who he was in Orlando. But with Dwight, it's always got to be a balance. I think he still has to understand how to pick his moments. This one was okay, a little bit sketchy given what was on the line for the Lakers. But I think going forward, I'd like to see still more serious Dwight as opposed to things like that. And I agree that accent was pretty bad.
I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, he does a great Stan Van Gundy, though. I will say that. He's good at that.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he does.
He does a great Stan Van Gundy.
300.
Why?
Can somebody bring a little...
Talk to him.
What was that?
I think that was
Van Gundy.
that's his Van Gundy.
Oh,
That was Stan Van Gundy. He said, Patrick, talk to him. What's he doing?
Not bad, Stephen A.
Can I break up this yuck fest with a little perspective and a harsh dose of reality here? I did not love it, and you're both right. It's Dwight being too much of Dwight. That was why Dwight Howard cannot be the face of your Lakers going forward, Kerry. That's why he cannot be the man in Los Angeles for Laker Nation. Not made of the right stuff. That is the way Dwight processes pressure. He has to undercut it. He has to make fun of it. It was a mock pep talk. So he's taking a moment that was pretty pressure laden, and it was going to fall on Dwight's shot. At this moment, this is Dwight's team. It's short term because we're pretty sure Kobe's coming back, and we're not sure how long this season's going to last. Though I think it's going to last a little longer than most people do. But Dwight had to deal with some pretty serious heat falling down on his very broad shoulders. This is the way he copes. This is the way he undercuts. I don't think it plays well in the locker room because there are other guys in the locker room saying, hey, we got to win this game tonight and get a piece of those Spurs. We beat them Sunday night. We can beat them again. We need Dwight to play big, to back it up. And I guess you could say he did. I said he did on defense, but 16 and 18, I'll give him that. He backed it up last night. And as Jamel said, they lost, and it got dicey because they looked like they were going to lose for quite a while. Then we might have had a different conversation today. There might have been a different conversation in the Laker locker room last night after the game. I just don't love this side of Dwight because he wants to keep telling everyone, hey, this really isn't that big a deal, is it? It's not a big deal to me. Is it to you, Laker fans? And the Laker fans are saying, yeah, it's a really big deal to us, and it should be to you, Dwight. So why are you kind of mocking it and making fun of it? Why don't you give a real pep talk?
Skip, you're reaching.
No,
You're reaching.
I'm not. You know I'm
reaching,
not.
Skip.
You know I'm not.
I swear to you, I know you are. Because Skip, him talking to the media that way, we don't know what he said to the players before the game. A matter of fact, I saw an interview with him. You can doubt it all you want to, but you don't know. The day before, what was he doing? He was addressing the media. He said, we don't have any excuses. We can't sit there and lean on the fact that Kobe's gone. We got a game. We got to win. We got to go out there and handle our business. He was very, very serious and focused on the next game at hand. Him having fun with the media, relaxing and what have you, he doesn't deserve that. Oh, he's not taking it seriously. He's mocking our playoff prospects.
Hey.
Utah had lost the game beforehand. They were in the game no matter what. Obviously, that was after he was playing around with the media. But the point is, when you sit here in the aftermath of him showing up defensively in the fourth quarter and in overtime, putting up 16, 18, and 4, okay? This is what he did, Skip. So you can't sit there and say he was mocking them and taking it seriously. You're reaching, my man. You're reaching.
How many times have I heard Stephen A. Smith say on this show something to the effect of, Dwight needs to take the game a little more seriously. All that clowning around isn't all good. You've said it many times.
Excuse me. I have said it many times. But I didn't sit there and say it because he was having fun with the media. I sat there and said it because a lot of times when you look at Kobe and he was complaining about Kobe and his locked-in, zeroed-in, assassin-type focus on things, sometimes he's saying everybody's got to be different. I don't need to be that way. Yeah, but you don't need to be playing around too much either. And I wasn't talking about him having a conversation with the media. I'm talking about you on the court. You down 10, you down 15, or you go through a 5-game losing streak. Everything's going to be all right. No, it's not. You can't have that attitude. That's what I was talking about.
Well, the issue is always with Dwight, I think, is balance. Is he able to pick the right moments to do this? And unfortunately, a lot of times he hasn't.
And remember, he had a torn labrum at midseason, and that night he's out shooting hook shots with that arm before the game.
Yeah.
It just, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, well, let's talk Lakers top brass.